Hello everybody, I hope you are doing well and thank you for watching our video. Today we are going to talk about tuples. In Python, a tuple is like a list. But there is some important difference between list and tuples. First, we are talking about order. Both tuples and lists keep the order of items the same. What does it mean? It means that the first item you add is always the first one you get back. The biggest difference between tuples and lists is immutability. You can't, when you are using a tuple, once you create a tuple, you can't change it. You can't add, remove, or change any items. This makes tuples great for storing data that should stay the same, like coordinates or fixed setting. And syntax. You use parentheses to create a tuple, but if you remember, we used square brackets for lists. Okay, let's have a look on this code. We have a list here. The first one, we are using a bracket, and we have a tuple using parentheses. And now I want to change the list. As you know that we can change items in list. For example, I ask it, my list, the 0 position should be changed to 10. And I want to print the code, I want to run it. And as you see that here I have 10, 2, 3. In my list, the change is applied. But look at this code. This is the tuple, and when I ask it to change the first position, the 0 position, to 10, I see a type error. So it means that you can't change anything in tuple. Let's go for the implications of immutability. Immutability in Python ensures data integrity by preventing changes to the objects, making them safe to use as dictionary keys and in other contexts where stability is essential. Data integrity. Since immutable objects can't be altered, you can be sure that their value will stay the same throughout your program. This helps prevent accidental change. Dictionary keys. In Python, you can use immutable objects like strings, tuples as keys in dictionaries. This is because the key needs to remain constant to find the corresponding value. If keys could change, it would be confusing and lead to errors. And the last, thread safety. Immutability makes it easier to work with programs that run multiple tasks at the same time. Since the objects, the items can't change, you don't have to worry about one part of your program changing the other part. Okay, let's go for performance comparison between lists and tuples. In Python, both lists and tuples are used to store collections of items, but they have some keys generally faster than lists. This is because tuples are immutable, they can't be changed. The second option, memory usage. Tuples use less memory compared to list, and when we can use it, use tuple for data that won't change, like coordinates, and use list when you need a collection of items that you might want to change, like adding or removing elements. Okay, let's check this code. This code is comparing the memory usage of a list and a tuple in Python. As I said, tuple is faster and it needs less memory. Let's see it. We have a list 1 to 5 and we have a tuple 1 to 5, and I use get size of to see the size of list and my tuple. Print sys that get size of my list and my tuple, and I run the code. You can see. Let's check accessing tuple elements. In Python, you can access tuple elements using indexing and slicing, similar to lists. Let's check the code. We use the first, we have a tuple. My tuple is 10, 23, 10, 20, 30, 40. And I want to use indexing way, print my tuple, the first position. This is 0 and this is the first one. So the result should be 20. If I use slicing, as you know, I can say that my tuple 1 to 3. It means count 1, count 2, but 3 doesn't count. So this is 0, this is 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3, 20 and 30 is the result of slicing. Accessing the last element. When you want to access the last element, if you remember, we actually use the list from the right. So I use my tuple -1. It means give me the last option. This is 40. And we have tuple operations. Tuple in Python support operations like concatenation, which means combining two tuples into one. Repetition creates multiple copies of a tuple, and membership testing. Membership testing checks if an element is present in the tuple using in or not in. Let's check. We have tuple 1 and tuple 2. Tuple 1 includes 1, 2, 3, and tuple 2 includes 4, 5. And I want to combine them. So I use combine tuple as a variable, tuple 1 plus tuple 2. So it means that you add tuple 2 to tuple 1. And when I print it to see the result, you can see 1, 2, 3 is from tuple 1 and 4, 5 is from tuple 2. If I say combined tuple equal tuple 2 plus tuple 1, and run it, you can see the result 4, 5, first tuple 2 and 1, 2, 3, then tuple 1. It adds tuple 1. Okay, let's check repetition. Repeated tuple as a variable, tuple 1 multiple 2. It means that it copied the tuple 1 for 2 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we have membership testing. Is in tuple equals 2 in tuple 1. We want to see that whether number 2 is in tuple 1 or not. So I ask it to print is in tuple. So since 2 is in our tuple, the answer would be true. And I use is not in tuple for actually if the number isn't. I say is not in tuple as a variable equals for not in tuple. Using not in tuple, it checks the tuple 1 and it see there is no 4. So the result is true. Let's check tuple unpacking. Tuple unpacking in Python is a way to take the values from a tuple and assign them to separate variables all at once. This makes your code cleaner and easier to read. When we use it, this is useful for functions, loops, or when dealing with multiple return values. You can use the star operator to capture remaining elements into a list. This is useful when you don't know how many elements will be in the tuple or when you want to group some of them together. Okay, let's check basic tuple unpacking. If you have a tuple with a few value like that, my tuple is containing 1 to 3 values, you can assign them to variables like this. Variables A, B, C. A assigned with 1, B assigned with 2, and C assigned with 3. And if I run the code, you can see A1, B2, and C is a 3. And how we can use a star operator. Here we have it. I have my tuple 1 to 5, and I assign 1 to the first one, star B, and I have C. So when star B is for 2, 3, 4, and the last one is for assigned with C. So the result is 1 is A is 1, B is 2, 3, 4, and C is 5. So I said that we can use it for functions, loops. So let's we check the loops here. Pairs 1A, 2 to B, and 3 to C. For num and letter, for num, comma, letter in pairs, print num and letter. So the number 1, we have tuple methods. Tuples have two methods. Count returns the number of times a value appears, and index gives the first position of a value. Let's check it. We have my tuple.count 20. I want to see how many times number 20 is repeated or appears, and I want to see the first index of 35. I run the code. Number 20 2 times is appearing, and the index of 35 0, 1, 2, and here 3. 35, the index is 3. If I change something here, for example, I put 35 here and run the code, you can see the first index for 35 is 1. And if I have more 20, I have 20 here and I run it 3 times, it counts 20, 21, 2, and 3. It appears 3 times, and the index of 35 is 2 here. Let's check nested tuples. If you can remember that we have nested lists, it's the same. To navigate the nested structure, we have nested nested tuple 1 and 2, 3 as a tuple, 1 tuple, 4 and 5, 6 as another tuple, and all are in one tuple. So I want to have access to the second list. This is 0. This is the second tuple. This is 0. This is 1, and this is 2. So I come here, and I want the first option. This is 0, and this is the first tuple, and give me the first position. 0 position for 5 and 1 position. Converting between tuples and other data structure. Tuple and list can be easily converted between each other. Let's check the code. Converting a list to a tuple. We have a list including 1 to 3 and I want to convert it to a tuple. My tuple as a variable here equals tuple my list. I give the tuple my list and it is going to be converted to a tuple. And I run the code and I want to see, you see it is the parenthesis is being used. So it means that my list is converting to a tuple. Let's check converting a tuple to a list. I have a tuple here and I want to convert it. List my tuple. I give the list my tuple and ask it to print my list, and it is converted to a list by using a bracket here.